The Imperial Palace tour areas are mainly divided into 3 sections. The outer gardens of the Imperial Palace is an area that can be freely explored at any time of the day. It features vast green spaces, with a stunning backdrop of Tokyo's skyscrapers, creating a beautiful blend of tradition and modernity. During the Edo period, the area was lined with samurai residences, but these were removed in the Meiji era, transforming it into the open space it is today. Seimon Ishibashi is a historic bridge originally built in 1624 during the early Edo period. The current bridge was reconstructed in 1889 during the early Meiji era. It is one of the most iconic spots of the Imperial Palace and a popular location for photography. Behind Seimon Ishibashi lies another bridge called Seimon Tetsubashi, which is commonly known as Nijubashi Double Bridge. This bridge was originally built from wood in 1614. At the time, construction technology had not yet advanced enough to build a bridge directly over the deep moat. Instead, a lower bridge was first built as a foundation, and then the main bridge was constructed on top of it, creating a 2-tiered structure. This unique design led to the name Nijubashi, meaning double bridge. In 1888, during the Meiji era, the bridge was reconstructed using iron. The design was created by a German engineer, while the construction was supervised by a Dutch engineer. The area in front of Nijubashi is one of the most iconic photography spots of the Imperial Palace. Many visitors stop here to take pictures. Be sure to also take a closer look at the bronze fence surrounding the area. Installed in 1889 during the early Meiji era, this fence features a leaf motif inspired by Greek architecture. While the Imperial Palace is a symbol of Japanese culture, it is not widely known that Western technology, culture, and expertise were incorporated throughout its design. Even in these small details, one can sense Emperor Meiji's strong determination to modernize Japan by actively adopting Western influences. Sakuradamon Gate is the site where Naosuke, the Tairo, chief minister of the Edo shogunate, was assassinated in 1860. This incident significantly weakened the authority of the shogunate, and within just 8 years, the Tokugawa shogunate, which had ruled for 270 years, collapsed. This also marked the end of the samurai era, which had lasted for approximately 680 years. Take a moment to observe the entrance structure here. Otomon consists of 2 gates. The first, smaller gate, Karaemon, and the second, larger gate, Watari Yaguramon. Notably, these two gates are not aligned in a straight line. This was an intentional design to prevent enemies from easily charging through. Between the two gates is a spacious area where invaders would be forced to stop. The surrounding walls have small openings, which were used to attack enemies caught in this space. This strategic defensive design is known as Masagata Koguchi. The stone walls surrounding Sakuradamon Gate were built in 1614 by the Makabe domain, located in present-day Ibaraki Prefecture. This construction was part of the Tenkabushin, a large-scale public works initiative ordered by the Edo shogunate. By the way, the Imperial Palace is home to many historically significant buildings. However, only 3 of them, including Sakuradamon Gate, have been designated as important cultural properties by the government. There's a reason for this. In Japan, only assets managed by the Agency for Cultural Affairs can be designated as national treasures or important cultural properties. However, most of the buildings within the Imperial Palace are under the jurisdiction of the Imperial Household Agency, which oversees matters related to the imperial family. As a result, they don't fall under the Agency for Cultural Affairs designation criteria, meaning that the majority of the Imperial Palace's buildings have not been recognized as important cultural properties. Kusunoki Masashige was a 14th century samurai who dedicated himself to supporting Emperor Go-Daigo in overthrowing the Kamakura shogunate, the samurai government that ruled Japan at the time. Known for his unwavering loyalty to his lord, he became a beloved historical figure. This dynamic bronze statue was chosen as a motif at the request of Emperor Meiji and was created by sculptor Takamura Ko-un, who also crafted the famous statue of Saigo Takamori in Ueno Park. This statue has a rather unusual feature. Typically, the explanatory plaque for a statue is placed on the front side of its pedestal. However, when viewed from the front side where the plaque is placed, the statue's face is not turned toward the viewer. This is because the statue was intentionally positioned so that its face is directed toward the Imperial Palace, making the back of the statue the official front. In Japan, it is considered disrespectful to turn one's back on a superior, and this cultural value is reflected in the orientation of the statue. This unique positioning showcases a distinctly Japanese sense of respect and etiquette. The Imperial Palace is home to another statue as well, one of Wake no Kiyomaru, a noble who served as an imperial advisor in the late 8th century during the Heian period. Just like the statue of Kusunoki Masashige, this statue was also carefully positioned so that its face is directed toward the Imperial Palace, with the explanatory plaque placed on the back. This thoughtful placement follows the same cultural principle, reflecting the Japanese value of respect by ensuring that figures of historical significance do not turn their backs on the emperor. The East Gardens are located on the eastern side of the emperor's residence and feature traditional Japanese gardens, open lawns, and several historical remains of Edo Castle. The gardens are closed on Mondays, Fridays, and from December 28th to January 3rd. Operating hours vary by season, so please check the official website for details. There are 3 entrances to the East Gardens. Otemon is the main gate of Edo Castle and serves as a popular entrance for many tourists. During the Edo period, it was the most important gateway, so powerful feudal lords with close ties to the Tokugawa family were assigned to guard it. Here too, Masagata Koguchi, a defensive layout was used in which 2 gates are arranged in a staggered formation to enhance security. Of the 2 gates at Otemon, the Watari Yagura-mon was destroyed in air raids during World War II and rebuilt in 1967, while the Korai-mon has remained intact since its original construction in 1659. After crossing the wooden Hilakawa Bridge, you will reach Hilakawa-mon Gate. One of the most interesting features of this bridge is its green decorative fittings, which date back to around 1620 in the early Edo period. Like Otemon Gate, Hilakawa-mon also consists of 2 gates positioned in a staggered formation to prevent direct entry by enemies. Another notable detail is the small door located next to the main gate. This door was used to discreetly transport deceased individuals or criminals out of the castle. Nijubashi Gate is located on the north side of the Imperial Palace, near the Tenshudai. Today, only the first gate, Koraimon, remains. But in the past, this entrance was part of a Masagata-style gate complex with 2 gates arranged for enhanced defense. Since this gate is close to the Tenshu, main keep, the most crucial structure in the castle, it was heavily fortified. The area is surrounded by massive stone walls nearly 20 meters high, providing an additional layer of protection. The stone walls here were constructed using stones quarried and processed from the Izu Peninsula. The bridge in front of the gate was originally made of wood during the Edo period and was designed to be raised in times of emergency to prevent enemy invasions. Even today, you can still see the metal fittings on the gate that were once used to lift the bridge. Hyakunin Bansho is one of the few surviving structures from the Edo period and served as a guard station overseeing access to the Hanmalu central area of the castle. The name Hyakunin Bansho comes from the fact that around 100 samurai were stationed here at all times to maintain security and monitor those entering and exiting the inner castle. The guards worked in shifts, ensuring 24-hour surveillance. The Doshin Bansho is another original Edo period structure that has been preserved. This guardhouse was used by Doshin, who were lower-ranking samurai assigned to protect Otsanomon, the third main gate. During the Edo period, visiting feudal lords, daimyo, were required to step out of their palanquins and undergo identity verification here before being allowed to pass through. However, lords from the Owari, Ki, and Mito domains, which were closely related to the Tokugawa family, were granted special permission to pass through while still seated in their palanquins. Located immediately to the right after entering the Imperial Palace through Odamon Gate, this museum houses and displays a collection of antique artworks and cultural treasures that have been carefully preserved by the imperial family over the centuries. Ninomaru Garden is located in the area formerly known as Ninomaru, where the shogun's relatives and retainers once resided. Edo Castle suffered repeated fires, leading to the destruction and reconstruction of many structures over time, and Ninomaru Garden was no exception. After the Meiji era, the garden fell into neglect and became overgrown. The current garden, however, was restored in 1968 based on historical blueprints from the era of Tokugawa Ieyasu, the 9th shogun. The Tenshudai is the foundation where Edo Castle's Tenshu, main keep, once stood, serving as a symbol of the shogunate's power. During the reigns of the first three Tokugawa shoguns, Tokugawa Ieyasu, Tokugawa Hidetada, and Tokugawa Iemitsu, the Tenshu was rebuilt each time a new shogun took power, emphasizing their authority. However, in 1657, a massive fire destroyed 60% of Edo and burned down the Tenshu. The following year, the Maeda clan of Kaga domain rebuilt only the Tenshudai stone foundation, but the Tenshu itself was never reconstructed. Since then, only the foundation remains, as it does to this day. Currently, the top of the Tenshudai is an open plaza, offering a panoramic view of both the Imperial Palace and Tokyo's modern skyline, allowing visitors to experience a striking contrast between Edo period history and the present-day cityscape.